Hey everybody, welcome back to episode 6 on the AlphaGaming Minecraft server, and today we've got quite a bit of stuff to do. So let's take a look at the old to-do list here. Well, chief on the to-do list, of course, is renovate the kitchen. That is probably the newest project I've placed on here, but it also is the most accessible. It's the lowest hanging fruit, as they say. So I'm going to go for that. The underground base infrastructure is still here, and I know I promised in the last episode that I would have some progress to show you downstairs, but to be very honest, I finished taping the last episode last night. I recorded the ending, and I set up the video to render, then I put it online, and then I went to bed. And so I haven't done anything here. This is I haven't worked on it at all. So I'm gonna work on it, but probably not right now, because renovating the kitchen sounds really fun, and the first thing I thought of when I got up this morning was, man, I really want to work on that. I'm gonna have to do some changes to the ceiling here. These cross beams are not gonna, the math isn't gonna work out very well if I place a corridor in here, because of the location of this beam here. I might be able to work it out, but I'm not really sure it's going to work. So I'm willing to sacrifice these beams for the sake of a nice kitchen. So I'll look at that, and I'll definitely probably be tearing out all the chests just so I can put them back in later. I'll probably also tear out the kitchen floor here. I love the idea of it. I'm not sure it's going to work, you know, I mean, as a hallway here, so I'll probably replace it with some of this wood, and then we'll go on and see where we're going. So I'll be back in a bit. This is looking pretty promising. I took out the chests here, and as you can see, there's quite a bit more room in here now. Still haven't busted out this wall yet or taken up the floor. I spent some time moving some things from the chest to here, and I'm going to start tearing this wall open. I'll probably rebuild the outer walls on the outside, and looks like it's dark out there, so that'll be fun too. And then we'll see what it looks like. Ta-da! And here it is, the finished kitchen remodel, and I'm pretty pleased with it. I went ahead and put in some marble instead of furnaces, and I like the way it looks, but I'm not sure I'm going to keep it. I still kind of preferred the old furnaces in there for a sort of dark block. So we'll see how that goes. But I added in some single chests alternating with trap chests. That allows me to do individual storage with, different ingredients. And that's cool. And of course, this is all food stuff now. These two chests are currently empty. They'll probably be storage for baked goods. And over here, I've got baked potatoes. I point that out because I've got a chest here for regular potatoes. And I'm thinking I'm actually going to divide this up so that, like, this section here will be potatoes, this section will be baked potatoes, and I'll store poison potatoes in here in the event I ever have a use for the things. That'll give me 3 chests of storage here, which I'll, like I said, probably use for baked goods, though I may end up taking this chest out and replacing it with an ender chest to facilitate the movement of large amounts of baked goods from my base to the spawn point village when I have my bakery set up. So we'll see about that. But over here I've got stored tools, weapons, and armor, and over here is generic gardening supplies, like there's a bunch of seeds and stuff in here and flowers. Down here is saplings, and of course here is everything else. One thing I was noticing is that I really need some item frames kind of desperately, especially downstairs where things are really generic. Yeah, it's all anonymous storage, so I need some item frames, or at least some signs, but I kind of prefer item frames. But in order to get item frames, I'm going to need a lot of beef, or at least a lot of cattle, and I don't even currently have any livestock farms. You know, I haven't fenced off any of them, and I haven't started breeding any of them, so that's going to be a project, and it's probably going to be the first thing I build in the underground. Honestly, I do happen to know a good design for a cow farm, and that's a pretty easy build. So I think I'm going to go ahead and visit the to-do list here and remove the kitchen remodel because I am pleased with that. I'm going to go ahead and call that done. Oh, let's take a look at the back door while I'm thinking about it. The back door here is just the same as the front door. I'll probably end up putting another clock here. But if we go outside, you'll see that I added a little sort of awning here and projected it out. I'm thinking about making it a little bit more forward. I don't know what the word is, deeper or something, basically to come out a little bit further from the house, just to give it a little more depth and a little more interest. That'll end up making this little corridor on the inside a little bit longer, but I think I can survive it being a little longer. I'm not sure. I might end up using this little space here if I had one more block to, I don't know, put a little bit of storage in here for something, or who knows? I have no idea. I'll figure it out. But yeah, so I'm pleased with that, and I'm pleased with the kitchen remodel. I like the sort of intermediate storage up here that's just for things I need on the ground level, and I think that's pretty good. And so let's go ahead and knock it off. All right, I did decide to go ahead and expand the to-do list a little bit, and I think it looks pretty good. But let's go ahead and take this off here, renovate the kitchen. Done. Fantastic. Put that in there. And also, while I was working on that, it occurred to me that I do desperately need to clean up my nether tunnel. It is pretty rowdy looking in there. I mean, it's just a rectangular hole down the corridor. And everyone else has really nice looking tunnels, and mine's just this. So yeah, I definitely do need to do some work to this and make it look nicer. That's going to be a project though. Probably not for this episode. What I'll probably do is put together an episode specifically about the nether, and we'll do this trip here. We'll go visit the spawn point station and yeah, have a look at other people's builds. So that'll be fun. So on the list, well, let's see. I was thinking about needing a cattle farm. Let's go ahead and make sure to put that on there. So let's go ahead and grab a sign and throw that right back up there. We'll just throw it over here and we'll call that a cattle farm. Oops, cattle farm. There we go. All right. And the sun is coming up on the next day, so let's just look at our board here. And if I am honest with myself, the most important thing right now is to get that underground tunnel worked up. Get it finished so that I can start building rooms off of it. That is going to mean going downstairs and tearing apart this wall and filling this stuff in. It's not going to be real super glamorous work, but it's got to be done if anything else is going to be built in this base. So let's do it. Hey guys, welcome back. I have done a bit more work on the staircase, as you can see here. I went ahead and took out the staircase here and filled that in with cobblestone. So that is now solid. I'm not gonna have to worry about any zombies or anything spawning underneath there and moaning all the time. But I went to go ahead and put in a corridor on this side, and as you can see, the corridor went down a little bit of ways and then it hit this big old ravine. It's mostly underground, so it's like a big mob spawning area, and this is the source of all that cave noise. Right now, this wouldn't work for a hallway. I had an idea in order to solve this was to keep going down as sort of like a spiral staircase kind of effect, where you go down this way and you go down this way. And as you can see, there's been a couple of hours of work here putting in all this stone and wood and cobblestone. I think it looks real nice, but design-wise, I've made a bit of a rookie mistake. I would like to put in an express elevator. Now, what that basically is a hole with water at various levels. So you go down to like 10 blocks, and then there would be a block of water. And the block of water would soften your fall because right underneath you is some pistons or some trapdoors. That catches you from your fall, so you can then walk out a bridge, you know, to a different level. For example, let's say we came down to this level, there'd be a bridge right here that would let you walk out of that hole. And there'd be a button there that you could press to keep going down to the next level, which would bring another bridge over, to wherever. The problem with this design, of course, is that these bridges can't really be here without them interrupting the stairs. So you'd come out this way and you'd have to have like a room here. Unfortunately, what that means is you have to have a room here. You can't have a corridor off the corners. You got to have a landing that goes at least to here and then another staircase. The normal way of doing this is that you'd have this landing be all the way across the staircase, and then the stairs would continue down on the other side. Great idea, sounds fantastic, except of course that it doesn't work with all the work I've done. So I'm gonna have to probably tear out a good portion of this and fill it back in and redo it. And that's gonna take some time. So, oops, looks great, but it's not gonna work in this format, and I'm gonna have to change it up. I'm back, and I've done a bit of renovating of the storage room. It was actually quite a bit of work to do, but I ended up adding a 2-block wide area here, and pulled out a couple of chest rows because of this. Now, this is a drop chute. What this will be when it's all done is sort of like a express elevator between levels, so I can jump down here, and these vines will actually stop my fall, so I won't take any fall damage. And I'm going to have a little redstone contraption here with these pistons. The pistons will normally be extended, so they'll be blocking the path here, and you'll be able to land on this level or press this button and the pistons will retract and you'll fall down to the next level. It's a nice, fast, easy way to go, especially if you need to cover a lot of ground. With this layout that I'm working on here, we've got this staircase, obviously, and it comes down here to a landing now. And this is an entrance to a room. And then here is another staircase down and another landing where there'll be another room on this side, and so on, all the way down to the bottom. Since we're at level 53 here, we should be able to have about 8 levels up and down. Now, of course, at any point, if I decide to, I can turn this into a tunnel that goes out in one direction or the other, and then branch off rooms from there. So this is actually providing me with a great deal of expansion capability. Of course, it's all, is this north, I think? Let's take a look. No, this is south, okay, but it's all north and south. So that'll be pretty easy. The next level obviously will be facing this direction, and then the one down there will be facing this direction. But as I said, I did a lot of work up here, pulling this entire wall of chests forward 1 block. And that was a lot of work, because you got to move everything out of the chest into a chest over here, then move the chests, then move everything back. And yeah, a little bit tedious, but I think the results are going to be worth it, because we're going to have this cool, quick elevator where I'm not going to take any fall damage, and I'll be able to jump from high levels to low levels pretty quick. So that's pretty cool. I've mentioned this before, that the current snapshots, when you create an asset, like when you're breaking a block and then it creates one of these little floaty things here, these things have a tendency to sort of wander, and they're having a tendency to wander in really annoying ways. In particular, when I was down here working on this area here, and I broke a block. The block, I think, went into the wall here somewhere, and then started climbing all the way up until it found a break, which in this case, the break was all the way outside here. And those little blocks and stuff that from where I was working downstairs were ending up here. The problem is, and the reason why I've got so much wood in my hotbar, is that this floor is made of half slabs, and so is that floor, and so is the floor down here, and so is the floor down there, and so on. And that's creating a gap where items like tree saplings can live under the floor, and that's a problem. So I'm finding that item frames that are breaking off, anything that gets moved around is very often ending up in the little hollow space under the floor. So that means I get to replace all the floors. Yay. Fantastic, right? Well, not really, but that's what I gotta do. So, time to replace the floors. And we're back, and that was actually easier than I thought it would be. Replacing the floors ended up taking about, I want to say, 15 minutes at the most. Just chopping up all the half slabs. As you can see, I got quite a few of those back, and replacing them all with wooden planks. So that was pretty easy. I also went ahead and put in the redstone for the first catcher here, not this one, but the one below, as you can see. And it is there, it is open. If I press this button, it blinks open real quick. If I do this, there we go. Timing seems to be a little bit sporadic. That's probably just due to lag between me and the server. But yeah, there we go. It's working pretty well. I'm pretty happy with it. So I would be able to go down this way and go down to the next level. Awesome. And of course the vines do catch me on my way down. While I was tearing up the floor, some of the people on the server made it clear to me that I really have touched a nerve with my redstone bakery. It seems that a number of people have a very large surplus of redstone, and they're really looking forward to trading that for food. And I think that's going to be an awesome thing. I'm looking forward to it. But of course, I can't have a bakery if I don't have anything to bake. And I can't have anything to bake until I build those farms. So it's time to get to work and keep to work, you know? Keep working on this stuff until it's done. That is the plan. Okay, so this level here I can do without the trapdoor system for now. Eventually it'll have one as well. It won't be for jumping into it, obviously, but so I won't need to put in the vines. But it'll be there so you can go in and decide, oh, actually, I want to stay here. I want that option. It's a cool little feature, and it'll cost me 4 pistons, I think 4 pieces of redstone, and two repeaters and a torch. It's barely anything. So, awesome. This is so fun. I've definitely got a system here. This is repeatable. It's infinitely repeatable, at least until I hit bedrock. And like I said, I'll get about 8 levels, so that's a lot of rooms. This will be great. Okay, welcome back. A lot's going on, and I need to sort of explain what is going on here. I have blocked up my staircase here because on my way to making the next level after the next level after the next, I basically have been going all the way down to bedrock, making these staircases and this drop chute system here. I broke through into some mines, and there was a lot of spider noise, and I decided that I needed some new armor, and I needed a sword, and I needed to be prepared to go into those mines, sort of safety them up a little bit, and then come back and work on my base some more. So I figured I ought to record this little adventure. So here we go, we're gonna do it. I am going to probably put some edits in here now and then, but I need to get rid of some of the stuff that's in my inventory because I don't need to be battling with all this old redstone and pistons and whatnot that I'm carrying around. So let's get rid of some of this stuff and we'll gear up properly and be ready to go. All right, here we are down at the bottom of the mines now, down at the bottom of my staircase and my great elevator. I really like it, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about cave spiders right through this door. In fact, right through this wall. So I'm going to have to think about opening this up. I have armor on. I have a sword handy. I'm ready to do this. So well, that was exciting, wasn't it? I got 6 whole diamonds here, all to myself. I can make myself a couple of brand new diamond pickaxes, and that'll let me try some enchanting. I also got some lapis, a little bit of lapis here, and some rails. Rails are always useful. I also got a couple of glass bottles, so when I start enchanting, I've already got a little bit of a head start on that. So that's excellent. Exploring those mines is going to be very fun. I'm not sure how much of it I'll do on camera. I'll do some, but you know, it gets a little repetitive after a while. And if you're watching the series, you're probably watching for the progress on the projects. It has been a pretty good episode, I think, and in the next episode we will finish up the I will probably have the infrastructure finished up at that point, and we will begin making farms and expanding outwards from the central core. So if you enjoyed this video, please consider giving a like or leaving a comment below, or if you really liked it, you want to see some more like it, feel free to subscribe. And as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. You bitch. No, 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 no. No, no, no. I don't want you in my house. Get out. No, 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 no.